everyone, and welcome to SALCC Updates, our first for 2022. I am Natalie Jolie-Fanis. Let me take the opportunity on behalf of the board, management, and staff and students of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College to wish you the best for 2022. Let us hope for the best and work towards achieving our goals and making St. Lucia safe again. And now for our report. The college reopened on January 4th to facilitate the registration of students. Every semester, students are required to register for a whole new set of courses, and they have to be advised by their departments, and they proceed to do that online. So we have almost completed the registration process. Students are still getting acclimatized once again. They had their introductory week on the platform. So we are mainly online for our theory courses, but our practicals and our labs continue on campus and in the clinical areas where all protocols are observed to keep our staff and students safe. We welcome a new cohort of students for this semester. It's the first time that we're actually taking a whole new cohort in a January semester. We welcome them. And we also want to congratulate the students who successfully completed the pre-college program and now transitioning into our associate degree programs. Well done, students. This semester, we had a record number of registrants for our short courses, and we offer a variety of those courses, and that speaks to the growing need for individuals to upskill and to upgrade and improve their career options. Again, let me inform you that the college offers access courses for those who do not meet the requirements for the associate degree and bachelor's program, and that includes courses in mathematics, in English, in sciences, and in the foreign language. So if you do want to access our programs come September and you are missing any of those courses, we do offer them in the summer as well. So stay tuned and we will give you information about the registration period for that. In addition, we also offer technical and vocational programs, short programs, 3 months long for those of you, again, who wanted to learn a new skill in areas such as electrical installation, painting and decorating, tiling theory and practice, refrigeration technology, all of these, and plumbing theory and practice. So you want to do it yourself, you can come to Sir Arthur to be upskilled. Now, together with the government of Taiwan and the government of St. Lucia, the college will be offering training in some areas, and I'm just going to pull up the different areas here on our slide. So you can see that short courses are being offered in health aid studies, early childhood education, hospitality, and the digital and creative industries. And the application for that opened up in December. It's actually closed now because we had a large number of candidates apply for that. The selection process is happening now, and candidates should expect their responses very, very shortly. And we are trying to accommodate as many people as possible. So after this period, there will be another opportunity for persons to be part of this program. And we are so happy that we were able to partner with the government of Taiwan and St. Lucia to bring this training to St. Lucia. And following that, there'll also be an incubator program for persons with business ideas as well as coaching, and that will be done in conjunction with the Ministry of Commerce. So we ask you to continue to stay in to this program on NTN, which is every Wednesday, and also to visit our website, www.salcc.edu.lc, for more information on our Upskilling Academy and all the other offerings of our program. So that is essentially what is happening at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College on our academic side. And of course, we are always engaging in extracurricular for the holistic development of our students. And we are in January. And if it's January, we are celebrating our 2 Nobel laureates. And Sir Arthur Lewis Community College is at the forefront of this festival, as always, given that we do carry the name of one of the laureates, and now both laureates are buried in the surrounding area of the campus. So the college has planned 5 activities for the Nobel Laureate Festival for 2022, and just take it in this short promo. that's it. You are invited to participate in all of those activities. You can find more detail on our website and on our social media pages. And I just want to run through them again. So our activities actually begin this Thursday, January 20th, with the Sir Arthur Lewis Memorial Lecture, which will be delivered this year by Dr. Ferron Govan. And he is from the university in Canada. That's our first activity. And on Friday, this is an annual or traditional activity for the festival, the wreath laying ceremony, which happens on the campus of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. That is a small ceremony. And I should say, that given the pandemic and the requirements for the numbers which can be present, our activities will be carried virtually. So you will be able to tune in to the lecture on the Thursday via the Government of St. Lucia YouTube page. NTN will be there with us. And on Friday, on the campus, some staff and the family of the two laureates will lay wreaths at their gravesites. And following that, that brings us to the weekend. On Sunday, the 23rd, we will be premiering Pandemic Diaries. Always excited for our student productions. And that's my highlight for today. We'll meet the students later. And of course, more students in focus in the SALCC Word Up Poetry Slam. You saw the preliminaries last year, and the 8 finalists will vie for that coveted title, and that will premiere next week, Friday. So these are activities for Nobel laureate. When we come back, we're going to take a short break. We will meet 2 of the actors from Pandemic Diaries. Stay with us.
Meet Michael, a college student, and his older sister Michelle. Both siblings have dreams of becoming entrepreneurs, but are uncertain of where they should start and lack opportunities to develop their entrepreneurial skills. Gateways to Global Careers is a new groundbreaking program at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Endorsed by prominent universities and organizations, the program provides you with hands-on immersive training in running your own business. Participate in workshops, seminars, internships, and more, delivered by our world-renowned experts, catered toward improving your innovative and entrepreneurial abilities, structured to fit around your schedule, whether you are a working professional or a student. Secure your future now. Sign up for our Gateways program here at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Learn more about Gateways to Global Careers. Visit our website, www.salcc.edu.lc.
Thank you for staying with us. You watching SALCC Updates, where we bring you information on the activities and events at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And again, my name is Natalie Julie Fanis. And we are talking right now Nobel Laureate Festival. And Sir Arthur is at the forefront, like I said, in the close. And we are joined today by 2 of our students from the Performing Arts, and they are part of the newly rebranded Drama Club. I'll let them tell you all about that. But we are here today primarily to speak about their involvement in the production, which is, I understand, the first film that we are really going to put on. In the past, we had live stage productions, and we have been awed by the students in the past with the work that they have done. And today, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Zena Joseph and Ms. Trinice Charles. Yes, and I will let them tell you more about their involvement in the play so that I don't get it wrong. I know that Zena is also the president of the newly rebranded Drama Club. So Zena, welcome, and let's start with you. Tell us your role first in Pandemic Diaries.
In Pandemic Diaries, all right. Well, in Pandemic Diaries, I am the stage manager and co-director of the play, yes. And in the club overall, I am president, as you said.
Okay, nice. And Trinice, what about you?
Well, I am an actor, and I play the role of Calvin Charles, which is a male character.
I was about to say that name doesn't sound like a female name. And
yes, I am a male character, and it was really tough to, not play in your gender, and also the fact that I did have to put on weight, quote unquote. Yes. So.
So don't give away too much yet. So we know their rules. Then I'm going back to you. Pandemic Diaries. What is that film, short film, and tell us why you call it a film and not a drama production.
All right, so Pandemic Diaries is about 4 students navigating early quarantine, like early 2020 quarantine, and navigating both life evolving as, you know, students in the pandemic, and navigating the SALCC school system online, you know, that came out in 2020. And we call it a film because primarily it's virtual, it's going to be recorded. It's recorded already. Mm-hmm. It's a whole production. We chose this, you know, thinking of the parameters in place on restrictions because of COVID. And we also wanted to really, in the process of rebranding the club, really launch this 30th anniversary of the drama club, which is now CAPA, Creative and Performing Arts Club, and set it off with a bang. And what more bang than a film?
Great. So just let's go back to the Pandemic Diaries before we move to the club. Mm. I mean, I know we are in the midst of the pandemic, and it may seem like a no-brainer, but what else inspired this particular storyline?
Well, we really wanted something that is relatable to students at this time, you know. Theater is a form of storytelling of a current situation that you're going through. And a lot of us, especially in my year, relate to the struggle of adapting to the new online system, the challenges that was distance, physical distance, and feeling emotionally distant from your friends, your family during that time. And we felt that it was most appropriate to connect with the students because a lot of drama productions in the past, whilst yes, they were all wonderful films, don't get me wrong, we observed that none of them were really student focused. And we felt like, you know, one thing that could really be highlighted this year would be the students of SALCC and how they feel going through that tough time.
Great. Junius, let me turn back to you. Give us a little bit about the journey towards the production. So in terms of how it began, if you were involved from the beginning, the casting, etc., where you got to be cast as a young man.
Well, basically, we started trying to get members for the club. And it was very hard to do that because, you know, we were rebranding and we couldn't get access to the old club. So we had to try and start from scratch completely. And in that, basically we use networking. So I know this one and I know this one and we're all interested in theater, and then you'll be like, oh, do you want to join the theater club? And also from my past school, the new year ones, we texted and, you know, do you want to join the club? And basically that's how we started. And Zaina, I knew Zaina, and we decided to have a Zoom meeting to go through the script. And then everybody basically just read through, and then whatever fits perfectly with you, that's basically we say, okay, the two of you will be probably casted for Calvin and these two, and you know. And I felt that it would be nice to just try out to play a boy. So I tend to have like, what I should call it, a male version of myself, like a little of myself, and I tried to put it in there and did eventually get the cast as Calvin.
So okay, just let me step back a little bit. So a lot of what you did initially had to be done virtually. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
You were not able to bring people in.
No.
So it was reading the script, feeling out what you think worked for you, and then doing a lot of this online.
Yes, yes.
Right.
And the directors had to be, you know, who seemed suitable for the role of the character. And it was very interesting. We met a lot of new people and making a lot of new friends. It was very nice at the beginning.
Can I ask though, who wrote the play? Who wrote the script?
The previous drama club of 2020 in collaboration with myself, the director, main director, Emmy Dilsuk, and the producer, Moise Edmond. We collectively created the script.
So it was a team effort,
Yes.
the writing part of it. Okay, okay. So the script was written, you had a script to work with, but you had no actors.
No.
Yes? And then you went into the virtual realm for you to be able to source those actors.
Correct.
Huh?
Yes.
And so Trinice is saying that she was in from the beginning
Yes.
and thought she could challenge herself to play the role of Calvin. How many members do you have, not for the club, how many cast make up for the play?
Around four main casts and an additional 3 extra characters.
Okay, just in case something happens.
Well, no, 3 extras as in like 3 secondary characters.
Yeah, background characters.
Okay, all right, okay. And in terms of the entire crew?
Oh, we had a big crew.
We had a big, yeah.
I mean, it involves any production requires a lot of people. You know, I can't even tell you off the top of my head how many people we have.
About 10 to
10?
15?
Because we have our PR team, we have.
No, you should go through the teams that you
want us-
have,
okay.
yes, so that we know what's involved.
Well, we obviously have, let's divide it into factions. We have like people involved with the directing process, which is again like the director, visuals, set design. We have our videographer, which was all Biz. We had our producer and his PR team. Yeah, and our club PRO had to be multitasking, being a part of the PR team. Trinice, who was previously our club PRO, had to multitask being an actress and a part of the PR team. And then a part of the stage managing process, we had set design, of course, but we also had makeup and costuming. We had our stage hands. We had, again, our backstage with sound and lighting. We had our executive producer, Ms. Kentelia Louis, and we obviously had the help of the SALCC marketing team and the Nobel laureates association. So all that brought this production together.
But I am hearing that there was a lot of student involvement.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And for the most part, it was student-driven. Yeah?
Absolutely,
With support.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. How did that make you feel going through that process? Are you both performing arts students?
I am.
You are.
No, I'm part of the Human Performance and Nutrition Department.
Interesting, but you have an interest in theatre. So you're part of the club,
Yes.
but not part of the performing arts program.
Right, that's correct.
Okay, that's great. That tells people that if you have an interest and you have a different career path, that's okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
okay.
You can make them both work. So give me a sense, I'll start with you, who's not a performing arts student, what that experience was like for you. What did it do for you? And why do you think performing arts is important?
Okay. Well, I would start by where my love for theatre began. At secondary school, I was also part of the theatre club at Castries Comprehensive, and that's where my love began. But I would say that theatre per se was not my sport. I was at dance, I was not into theatre. So this is actually my first time in drama per se.
Okay.
So it was actually a very educational experiment and everything like that.
Okay. So you chose to go into the field of nutrition rather than theatre.
Then theatre.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, theatre to me is a time passer, like just for calming and peace from all the stressfulness of school and nursing, because the nursing field is very hectic now due to the pandemic, and it's a lot of neediness, and everybody needs to be on tips and toes because we need the healthcare. So it's very experimental like now at this point.
How did you balance the semester of academics and having to put on the play?
That was stressful, but I got through it along with Zaina because Zaina was my rock. She was like, okay, calm down, we can get through it. I have to be making sure I make a schedule because I have to have time for rehearsals and time for school and assignments. So I had to make a specific schedule for everything, and I always tell Zena, make sure it's at the exact time. And sometimes I tend to come very late because I'll be like, oh my God, Zena, I'm sorry I'm late because I had school. So, you know, but it was really fun. It taught me how to manage my time and along with school. So when I get older, I can manage work and home.
And your extracurricular, if you so choose.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the co-director and let's ask her how they were able to balance schedules, because you had to set a schedule for rehearsals and then for filming. Tell us what kind of hours went into those things and how did you manage?
First, let's preface that I was stage manager first. So putting schedules was my primary job. Okay. Putting schedules for everybody. And I knew going into this, I was like, y'all, we gotta work this out. It was extremely hectic. I had to get times from everybody and try my best to accommodate for everybody's times, and understanding from my personal experience with past productions, knowing how much has to go into the production. You know, there were times where we had to change deadlines to accommodate for the quality versus what times worked for us. So the six-week preparation period into 10 weeks, and we had to make a lot of arrangements and shuffling. On my end, as a student individually, it was very hectic because, as you know, Creative and Performing Arts program, I have to do in-school plays, in-school productions. So I was also co-director for my in-class production, and for our improv class, I had to arrange for getting the audience for our class, and it was like, okay, all the time. Eventually, though, it all settled itself out. I do believe that it was a learning experience for all of us in time management, as Trini stated, but I really think for me individually, I learned to just trust people with their different things to do. You know, I think Trini's can tell you I'm a bit of a micromanager. I need to know where everything is all the time.
Right, that is so true. That is true.
And it started to get very hectic because when we had a slip up, I would be the first one notified as president, and I would be like, I'm not telling anybody because I don't want to cause panic. I will do it myself. And though it may have helped, I had to learn to take Trini's advice, which she did tell me, hey, you know, we can help you, you know, you just need to tell us what it is. And eventually, it started to be this thing where we would help each other. We would, especially, I think Trini's was my rock as much as I was hers. I do think, you know, she was a phenomenal PR person. That was one thing I didn't have to manage. And I was like, yes, that's great. And even, you know, when it came to the actors themselves, who I was in charge of as the co-director, rather than the visual elements, they really helped each other, which helped me and the whole production in the long term. So a lot of it was time management, but also team bonding and building. And, you know, I do think that, and I know you want to stick to the club as a separate thing, but the club has a really strong foundation because of the bonds that were made during this production experience.
One thing I'm interested in, given that both of you had done theater before, how did it differ for you putting on a live production as compared to having to deal with cameras and takes, and how was that different?
Well, where should I start? Film, cameras, lights, timing. And then if you don't get it, you have to do it again, and again and again. Take 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's just really hectic compared to when you do stuff on the spot. And if you make a mistake, you know you have to just improvise. So now you can correct yourself and you would feel more comfortable because then you did it 3 times rather than when you do it on the spot and then you have to think of, oh my God, what I should do to just cover that up. Yeah. That's basically the difference, in my opinion.
Okay, what about for you, Zena?
For me, due to my role, it was very much the post-editing process. You know, I've done 1 or 2 filming, I have 1 or 2 filming experiences, but that post-editing, boy, Like even now, today, I have to review the final product for the 8th time, version 7, version 9, version 10, you know, before that premiere comes on Wednesday, because, oh, the logo looks a little something, or, the music doesn't really sound right. You know, whilst everyone else was, you know, getting their subjects in order and their registration project,
right.
I was in the studio at Always from 9 to 7, bringing my lunch and eating and doing class and listening to the recording, and I'm like, hold on, miss? Yeah, that not sounding right. And I go back to class, and I'm, you know, multitasking with all these different things. It was definitely a learning experience, and I do enjoy the post-editing process, but I think if it was at a different time, I would have enjoyed it a little more.
Better. The pandemic made it a little more difficult.
Yes.
I really want to preview through your promo, what people should look forward to. And believe it or not, we'll probably have to have a different time to speed cap up because our time is up. So I'm going to ask the producers to bring up the promo for the Pandemic Diaries in our last minute so people get a sense of what it is you've been referring to.
Yes.
So take a look at the preview of Pandemic Diaries.
Mary?
Mary,
Mary?
Mary, Mary.
What?
What's your problem? Every time it's a food. I don't want nothing to eat.
What happened?
The virus has since been detected in countries like Denmark and Australia and has also been confirmed in Caribbean islands, including Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica.
I love that boy.
And he don't love you.
Just now, Mary. I'll talk to you in a while.
Avash man.
Vash. You does Vash with the way you grind up on any little thing you see.
Don't tell me. Joshua, the children all on the damn floor.
Yeah, what's taking me so long now?
Hello?
Oi, are they calling for how long, sir?
I thought I was gonna call my brother.
Nice. We're just talking to the Queen of England, man.
How?
Oh, what? I know your scheme, bro. I know your scheme. Don't worry, don't worry.
I'm sure that trailer caught you, so be sure to watch January 23rd, Pandemic Diaries. And that promo you just saw was actually done by the director, Emil Dulsuk. Such talented students. And let me say thank you so much to Zena Joseph and Trinis Charles for joining me here today at SALCC Updates. And we look forward to finding out more about the Kappa Club that brought you Pandemic Diaries in commemoration of Nobel Laureate Festival. You have been watching SALCC Updates. Please join us again next week.